ready to bear the burden of today and overcome the challenges of tomorrow. To provide updates on the government's infrastructure development projects, we have Secretary Mark Villar of the Department of Public Works and Highways.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. It is with honor and humility that I have this opportunity to speak with you today on behalf of the Cabinet's Infrastructure Cluster. Last year, in the same forum, I joined you in sharing and celebrating many milestones and accomplishments of infrastructure reforms and progress. Those that were seen and felt by our people as evidence of patuloy na pagunlad or sustained economic growth. And there we parted with a message of hope and promise to expect more improvements to come and unfold in subsequent years. Midway into the Duterte administration, we have expected formidable challenges to come to our path, and we have had to hurdle many storms as we move to transform the country's infrastructure sector. Through our firm and collective efforts, we started up 2020 optimistically, knowing that we have surpassed these challenges and that we have made good progress. We have exceeded our infrastructure investment spending goal to reach more than 5% of GDP. Founded on a robust pipeline of projects under the Build, Build, Build program and guided by strategic sectoral master plans and roadmaps. I would like to share with you some of the important things that we have accomplished and what we can expect moving into the Recovery and Resiliency Program. The government recognizes the role of internet as a key enabler of economic growth and competitiveness of nations that can contribute to the social and cultural development. To operationalize this mandate, the Department of Information and Communications Technology has set the Digital Philippines Strategy, which aims to accelerate the digital transformation of governance, education, workforce, and communities across the country with a whole of government and whole of society approach. The Digital Connectivity Program, which includes the National Broadband Program and the free Wi-Fi in public places, will build and enhance our existing digital infrastructure. To date, the National Broadband Program has successfully tested the 158 dark fiber segments and lighted 124 nodes of the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines for the National Fiber Optic Cable Backbone Component. Further, the construction of the cable landing station at Baler, Aurora, and Poro Point, La Union has been completed. It is envisioned that the 250-kilometer terrestrial road work from Aurora to La Union will be completed by the end of July 2020, and the installation of vital ICT equipment shall be completed by October of 2020. Once completed, the Philippine government is expected to access the 2 terabyte capacity of broadband internet by 2021. The free Wi-Fi for all in public places and SUC's projects covers the installation of free internet access in public places and state universities and colleges. To date, a total of 4,031 live sites have been installed, while an additional 63,202 sites will be connected by the end of 2022. The digital education shall transform Filipino teachers and learnings through the use of ICT in teaching, learning, and education leadership. And the digital workforce shall provide more access to develop ICT skills of the Filipino people. To achieve these goals on digital education and workforce, the DICT shall strengthen the ICT Academy, which shall lead in the development of policies, standards, curricula, and guidelines on capacity development initiatives for ICT literacy and competency nationwide. The Digital Transformation Center shall serve as physical venues where the courses designed by the ICT Academy can be accessed. In addition, this year, the DICT shall launch the Skills Window PH, which is an integrated social community, learning management, and job sourcing platform that will make both skills and jobs accessible to all Filipinos nationwide. In effect, the general public may acquire job-ready skills through the certification programs made accessible through the Skills Window PH. The Basic Education Facilities Program aims to address the physical facilities requirements of all public elementary and secondary schools nationwide, and to provide conducive learning environment through safe, secure, and sustainable school infrastructures. As of May of 2020, a total of 137,098 classrooms were constructed in various schools nationwide. Also, 1,906 school workshop buildings and other school facilities were constructed, rehabilitated, and improved. The DepEd Learning Continuity Plan has 4 modalities which can be adopted to ensure that learning will continue in spite of restrictions for face-to-face classes in the upcoming school year. Teachers are being trained in blended learning methodologies to enable them to make sure that learners will adopt the appropriate modality to their situation. To support the LCP, 271,538 ICT equipments have been delivered to schools as of May of 2020. Another set of 119,850 ICT equipment have been procured and will be delivered before the end of the year. Another set of 36,676 ICT equipment is currently being procured, and that will increase the number of schools with ICT equipment from 93% to 98.7%. These are in addition to the 1,042,575 computer devices that have already been distributed across 44,155 public schools under the DepEd computerization program. Parallel to these efforts to connect schools and to the internet, jointly undertaken by the DepEd and the Department of Information and Communications Technology, procurement is currently ongoing to connect 7,000 schools that will increase the number of connected schools from 48% to 63%. Production of TV and radio-based lectures are also ongoing that will allow the department to reach learners who have no access to computers or the internet. DepEd is also ensuring the learning continuity, providing immediate response and support to schools. School facilities are being constructed and repaired to ensure proper lighting and ventilation inside the classrooms. Also, health-related infrastructures and other interventions are also being prioritized. 20,359 school clinics will be constructed, including the repair of 13,573 existing clinics. 156,850 group hand-washing facilities will be constructed, including the repair of 98,963 existing ones. Provision of potable water source to 3,861 schools will be prioritized. Construction of 56,796 toilet facilities will also be prioritized. One of the mitigating measures in disaster risk reduction is the construction of evacuation centers under the Evacuation Center Development Program. From 2016 to 2019, a total of 7.2 billion pesos was allocated for the construction of about 197 evacuation centers nationwide. As of June of 2020, 129 evacuation centers were completed and 68 are currently with ongoing construction. The government aims to build at least 1 evacuation center per province to minimize disturbance to school buildings being used as evacuation centers post-disaster. Out of the 81 provinces, 65 provinces have at least 1 completed evacuation center. Primarily built as a measure for disaster risk reduction, the Evacuation Center Development Program provided helpful during the Taal volcano eruption in January of 2020, and more recently for the outbreak of COVID-19 throughout the country. 63 evacuation centers were utilized as health quarantine facilities capable of providing health monitoring and treatment to about 2,292 individuals. As of June 2020, a total of 1,686 persons were accommodated in these facilities. The Center and Residential Care Facilities Infrastructure Project of the Department of Social Welfare and Development aims to give exemplary care and welfare services to marginalized and disadvantaged individuals, groups and families, including abandoned and neglected children, children in conflict with the law, street children, children with special needs, abused and trafficked girls and women, abandoned and unattached older persons, persons with disabilities, and deportees. In 2018, 1.4 billion was allotted for 210 projects in 71 dilapidated and congested facilities and in 4 new centers. As of June of 2020, 87% of 182 projects are already completed. Additional 114 million pesos was allotted in 2020 for 32 projects. Maintaining peace and security, both from inside and outside forces, has been crucial for the country over the years. Through the tatag na infrastruktura para sa kapayapaan at seguridad, or TICAS, the construction of various infrastructure projects that will help the facility readiness of the military and police forces is given priority to ensure an environment of peace and security towards national development. From 2019 to 2020, a total of 7.1 billion pesos has been allocated for 297 TICAS projects, one of which is this construction of a 5-story multi-purpose building in Camp Aguinaldo, which is near completion. The Tourism Road Infrastructure Project, or TRIP, is a highly successful and long-running convergence program with the Department of Tourism and the Department of Public Works and Highways that realizes tourism infrastructure development mandated by the Tourism Act of 2009. To date, a total of 104.5 billion pesos has been allocated for projects from 2016 to 2020, developing about 3,667 kilometers of access roads. These projects are aimed at enhancing connectivity from gateways to service centers and tourism sites. As of May of 2020, 1,950 kilometers of tourism roads have been completed. The role of infrastructure is vital in sustaining tourist development. In our Boracay rehabilitation program, for instance, the government is currently providing a safe and efficient road network throughout the island. Support infrastructure like pedestrian infrastructure, such as bike lanes, drainage, and enhancements, such as lampposts and landscaping, are being rolled out towards a more rewarding experience for both locals and tourists. The government remains committed to promote inclusive growth and sustainable tourism by providing road access to community-based tourism sites. The ongoing improvement of access road leading to Kaparkan Falls in Tineg, Abra will further boost the promotion of the falls as a new community-based tourism site in the Cordilleras. This effort of the government will eventually spur economic activities, increase investments, and provide livelihood to the community. Also, roads leading to the DOT-accredited tourism sites is a priority under the TRIP, as farm tourism aims to provide new revenue streams for farming communities as it advocates sustainable agricultural practices for recreational and educational purposes. The importance of educating and continuing to inspire our children to maintain a strong interest in agriculture and healthy living is a key to the better future for agriculture and to the welfare of the next generations to come. The Maruaya-Dupita-Calambeg Estancia Road in Ilocos Norte is being improved to support the Pidig Food Factory School and Agro-Tourism Farm, which currently provides training and sustainable agriculture. Also being improved is the access road leading to Villa Consuelo Agri and Tourism Farms and Silawa Falls in Haro, Leyte. With the help of resilient members of the community, the farm was able to recover after Typhoon Yolanda to become a tourism destination and a supplier community for high-value organic vegetables. The improvement of access roads leading to Lao Integrated Farms in Davao del Sur will further attract visitors and farmers from all over the Philippines to experience and study organic farming systems and technologies. Road networks are being built to improve our service to our farmers in the countryside and to ensure food security. A total of 38.6 billion pesos was released from 2016 to 2020 for the construction and improvement of 3,859 kilometers of farm-to-market roads identified by the Department of Agriculture. As of May of 2020, 1,540 kilometers of farm-to-market roads were constructed and improved. On the other hand, a total of 2.4 billion was released from 2016 to 2019 for the construction improvement of 150 kilometers of farm-to-mill roads identified by the Sugar Regulatory Administration. As of May of 2020, 41 kilometers of farm-to-mill roads were constructed and improved. The Department of Trade and Industry has also partnered with the DPWH to implement the Roll It program which aims to enhance road connectivity and that links industry and trade development in priority economic and manufacturing zones in the country. From 2018 to 2020, a total of 28.9 billion pesos has been appropriated for the construction and upgrading of about 1,009 kilometers of access roads leading to industries and trade corridors across the country. As of May of 2020, 436 kilometers have already been completed. Presently being improved is the access road leading to Nasipit Agusan del Norte Industrial Estate Special Economic Zone in Agusan del Norte. This road will connect Misamis Oriental to Agusan del Norte. The completion of the Barbero and Service Road in Tagoloan, Misamis Oriental has improved the connectivity of Fividec Industrial Estate to the port area, thus improving the logistic network of northern Mindanao. Amid the impending threat in conflict-affected areas, the government will bring about lasting and inclusive development to every Filipino from all sides of the country. The 19-kilometer Marawi Trans-Central Road project under the JICA grant has made remarkable progress since work resumed towards achieving the early completion goal by December of 2020. The ADB-assisted Improving Growth Corridors in Mindanao Road Sector project is composed of 7 road sub-projects, including the construction of the Gicam Bridge, all located in the Zamboanga Peninsula, and 3 bridges in the Tawi-Tawi province. Upgrading of road connecting Alicia to Malangas, Tampilisan to Sandayong, and Lutiman to Gicam is ongoing. Included in the government's priorities are various projects that enhance inter-regional and inter-provincial connectivity through road network. The construction of Daang Kalikasan will enhance regional tourism flow from Region 1, 3, and Metro Manila. It will reduce travel time between Mangatarem, Pangasinan, and Santa Cruz, Zambales from 2 hours 30 minutes to 1 hour. The substantial completion of Daang Kalikasan will instantly became a tourist hotspot in northern Luzon because of the scenic views from the winding road on the crest of hills and mountains. The Samar Pacific Coastal Road Project, which involves the construction and improvement of 11.6 kilometers and it includes 3 bridges, is targeted to be completed by this year. The 16-kilometer Coronadal-Lutayan Columbia Matanao Road is an alternate road from the municipalities of South Cotabato, Sultan Kudarat, and Barm provinces to Davao Region, to Davao del Sur. Travel time from Coronadal City, South Cotabato to Matanao, Davao del Sur will be reduced from 4 hours and 10 minutes to 2 hours and 20 minutes. The project is already 85% complete and is targeted to be complete by early 2021. The construction of Sindangan-Bayog-Lakewood Road will reduce travel time between provinces of Zamboanga del Sur and Zamboanga del Norte from 6 hours to about 2 hours. The project is currently 62% complete. The government will build and lay the groundwork for 1,066 kilometers of new high-standard highways and expressways in Luzon, Cebu, and Davao with a total investment cost of 802 billion pesos. This is the Philippine High-Standard Highway Network Program. Central to this is the Luzon Spine Expressway Network Program, a total of 905 kilometers of high-standard highway expressway in Luzon, which is targeted to be completed and has more than twice, and targeted to be completed is more than twice the existing 382 kilometers of existing expressway. The 633 billion peso priority program of the government aims to reduce the travel time from Ilocos to Bicol from 20 hours to 9 hours. This July 15, 2020, the 89-kilometer Tarlac-Pangasinan-La Union Expressway, or TPLEX, will now be fully utilized from Tarlac City to Rosario, La Union. Travel time between Tarlac City and Rosario, La Union will be reduced, and travel time from Manila to La Union to Rosario will be reduced to just 2.5 hours, and this will benefit 20,000 travelers per day. Also, to further promote the development of northern Luzon, a proposal has been submitted extending TPLEX by additional 59 kilometers up to San Juan, La Union. The east and west lateral connectivity is also being improved through the construction of the Central Luzon Link Expressway. The 30-kilometer expressway will reduce travel time between Tarlac City and Cabanatuan City from 70 minutes to 20 minutes. And this will benefit 11,200 motorists per day. The project is already 85% complete, and a significant portion of this expressway will be open before the end of the year. The 24.61-kilometer arterial PLARIDEL bypass road, which was fully completed last May of 2018, is currently being widened to further ensure the safety and convenience of the motorists. The construction of the 1.12-kilometer Angat Bridge and the 40.86-kilometer Tambubong Bridge and 1.06-kilometer road is currently ongoing. The South Metro Manila Expressway, or C6, will reduce travel time from Bicutan to Batasan from 1 hour and 50 minutes to 26 minutes. Advanced construction activities for the workable area along Skyway FTI section is ongoing. The 5.58-kilometer NLEX Harbor Link Segment 10 Elevated Expressway connecting MacArthur Highway and C3 was opened last year, while the 2.6-kilometer C3 R10 section was opened last June 16, 2020. Travel time from NLEX Radial Road 10 to Navota City to NLEX was reduced from 1 hour to just 10 minutes. This has also ensured the timely delivery of goods and services to and from the Port of Manila. The 8-kilometer NLEX SLEX Connector Road, which will connect the end of NLEX Harbor Link to passing PUP Santa Mesa up to the Skyway Stage 3. The project is ongoing and targeted to be completed late next year. The 18.83-kilometer Metro Manila Skyway Stage 3 aims to decongest traffic in Metro Manila, especially EDSA, C5, and other major roads in Metro Manila by as much as 55,000 cars daily. Travel time from Buendia to Balintawak will be reduced from 2 hours to between 15 and 20 minutes. This project is currently 83% completed, and we are targeting it to be operational from Buendia to Balintawak at the end of this year. The ALABANG-SUCAT Skyway Connection and Ramp Extension is being constructed to provide access from the elevated Skyway to South Luzon Expressway through the Alabang Viaduct. The project is targeted to be completed this year. The 7.7-kilometer Manila-Cavite Tollway C5 South Link Expressway, which aims to reduce travel time from R1 to C5 from 40 minutes to 10 minutes. The Merville to FC5 SLEX section was opened last year. The 45-kilometer CAVITE-LAGUNA Expressway aims to reduce travel time between Cavitex and SLEX from 1 hour and 30 minutes to 45 minutes. The Laguna section is already operational, and the entire project will be completed within this administration. The 66.74-kilometer South Luzon PR4 will facilitate faster and safer travel to Laguna, Batangas, Quezon, and Bicol region, and will reduce travel time from Santo Tomas, Batangas to Lucena City from 4 hours to 1 hour. Construction of the Chaong Interchange in Quezon is currently ongoing. The Quezon-Bicol Expressway feasibility study is now complete, and the project is ready to be implemented. The 15-kilometer Camarines Sur Expressway connecting the municipalities of San Fernando and Pili in the provinces of Camarines Sur will reduce travel time from 51 minutes to 11 minutes and is already ongoing. The government is also enhancing the connectivity of the expressways to the national and local roads through the construction of interchanges and access roads. The completion of the Ciudad de Victoria Interchange Overpass Bridge alleviated the traffic situation of vehicles queuing at the Bocaue entry-exit toll gate. The newly opened Tambubong Interchange in Bocaue, Bulacan will offer another alternative for commuters at Bocaue Interchange bound for Santa Maria, Norsagaray, Angat, and Pandi in eastern Bulacan. An access diversion road that will connect the Star Tollway up to Batangas Lobo Road is also being constructed to further develop and expand the high-growth potential areas in Batangas. Travel time between Tinga, Itaas, and Pinamucan will be reduced from 1 hour 46 minutes to 30 to 50 minutes. Since 2016, the government has been prioritizing and implementing various programs that will develop and expand the pedestrian infrastructure nationwide. The bike facilities promote sustainability, and the environment and promote the environment and wellness of our people. The Laguna Lake Highway was built with a 3-meter dedicated wide bicycle lane separated by the regular lanes by a 2-meter planting strip. The 46.6-kilometer Bacolod-Negros Occidental Economic Highway is also being built with separated or protected bicycle lanes. The Leyte Tide Embankment Project involves the construction of 7,109 linear meters storm surge construction structure, including a 4-meter wide bicycle lane. Another project with provisions for bike lanes is the Davao City Coastal Road, which is an 18.2-kilometer bypass road, which is currently under construction. As of May of 2020, 23,657 kilometers of roads were constructed, maintained, widened, upgraded, and rehabilitated. Construction of new bridges to augment the 30 existing ones across the Pasig River, Marikina River, and Mangahan Floodway is expected to ease traffic along EDSA and other major roads in Metro Manila. Included in the project is the Bonifacio Global City Ortigas Center Road Link Project, which includes the construction of a bridge to connect Lawton Avenue in Makati City and Santa Monica Street in Pasig City. Once completed, travel time between Bonifacio Global City and Ortigas Central Business District will be reduced to 12 minutes. The bridge is currently 80% complete. Other bridges targeted to be completed next year are the Binondo Intramuros Bridge and the Estrella Pantaleon Bridge. Bridging the travel gap within the country's scattered island groups, the Inter-Island Linkage Mega Bridge Program will make Filipinos even closer and connected as the construction of short and long-span bridges is seen to conquer geographical challenges. Implementation of the Pangil Bay Bridge, which will be the longest bridge in the Philippines at 3.7 kilometers, is already ongoing. Once completed, it will only take 7 minutes to reach Tubod in Lanao del Norte from Tangub in Misamis Occidental. Using the bridge, compared to the 2.5 hours it would otherwise take via the 100-kilometer route. The implementation for the NEDA board-approved Samal Island Davao City Connector Bridge is targeted to start in January of 2021. Once completed, travel time will be reduced from 25 to 30 minutes via Roro ferry operations to 2 to 5 minutes via the connector bridge. Another project already approved by the NEDA board is the Bataan-Cavite Interlake Bridge, and the detailed engineering design for this 32-kilometer bridge is targeted to be completed in 2021. Another bridge is the 32-kilometer series of bridges that will connect the islands of Panay-Guimaras-Negros, which was already approved by the NEDA board last January 28 and 2020. The conduct of the detailed engineering design study of the CEBU-MACTAN Bridge and Coastal Road Construction Project is funded either JICA grant, and this detailed engineering will start in September of this year. The Panglao-Tagbilaran City Offshore Connector Bridge Project, which aims to reduce travel time from Tagbilaran Seaport to Panglao Island from 45 to 15 minutes. Construction of the approach roads and bridges are ongoing. As of May of 2020, 4,959 bridges were constructed, widened, upgraded, rehabilitated, and strengthened. Every year, the Philippines is visited by an average of 20 typhoons. Due to the geographical situation, our country has a long history of experiencing annual floods that have devastated our infrastructure and cost us human lives. Therefore, a number of flood control measures were rolled out by the government to reduce flooding risks and effectively manage major flood events. As of May of 2020, 8,941 flood mitigation projects, structures, and drainage system projects were completed. Air connectivity remains one of the key factors to this country's progress. And with President Rodrigo Roa Duterte's twofold directive to decongest our main gateway, the Ninoy Aquino International Airport, and promote regional development across the archipelago, the Department of Transportation has completed a total of 180 airport projects since 2016. Since the start of the Duterte administration, we have completed the construction of 2 new international airports. We have 1 international airport currently under construction and 1 more international airport set for construction. Dubbed as the world's friendliest resort Airport, the Mactan Cebu International Airport's new world-class passenger terminal building was inaugurated on June 7 of 2018 and is now catering to international flights. With the construction of the new terminal building, the airport's annual passenger capacity has increased from 4.5 to 13.5 million. Currently, the construction of the Bicol International Airport is more than halfway complete. The airport is being built on a 148-hectare lot and will have a 2,500-meter runway with a scenic view of Mount Mayon. The Bulacan International Airport will help decongest passenger traffic at the NAIA. The new airport is expected to be operational within 4 to 6 years from the target start of construction in 2020. Also aimed to complement the operations of NAIA, a new passenger terminal building is being built at the Clark International Airport. As we work on decongesting NAIA, rehabilitation work continue for its Terminal 2. Formerly tagged as one of the worst airports, the NAIA is now recognized as among the most improved airports in the world. Another gateway seen to help decongest NAIA, the Sangli Airport was inaugurated in February 15 of 2020. Construction of its additional facilities commenced on June of 2019 and was completed ahead of its March 2020 target schedule. Sangli Airport caters to commercial cargo operations and is utilized for general aviation and turboprop cargo operations from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. To increase the operational efficiency of the country's airports and reduce daytime flight congestion, we have night rated a total of 22 airports, and we are targeting to have 13 more airports night rated by 2022. The government envisions the country's rail network to expand from 77 kilometers of operational railways to 1,900 kilometers, benefiting around 4.5 million passengers daily. Today, 6 railway projects are ongoing, 1 for rehabilitation and 8 more are due for construction. The Metro Manila Subway, the Philippines' first ever underground railway system, has started its mobilization works on December of 2019, and the parts of its tunnel boring machine was unveiled last February of 2020. The 36-kilometer subway will run from Quezon City to NAIA Terminal 3 and FTI in Taguig. It is set to commence partial operations by 2022 for its first 3 stations, while the entire rail line is targeted to be fully operational by 2025. Once completed, travel time from Quezon City to NAIA will be reduced to just 36 minutes. The Metro Rail Transit 7, or MRT 7, which will serve commuters from Quezon City to San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, is now 59% complete. Once the rail line is finished by 2021, travel time from North Avenue in Quezon City to Bulacan will be reduced from 2 to 3 hours to just 35 minutes. For MRT 3, rehabilitation and maintenance works are ongoing and are now at 49% completion. The rehabilitation works aim to restore the railway system back to its original design condition. Once rehabilitated, MRT 3 will increase the number of its operating trains, set from the current 15 to 20 trains set at peak hours, double the train operating speed from 30 to 40 kilometers per hour to 60 kilometers per hour, and slash by half the time between trains from the current 7 to 10 minutes to 3.5 minutes. After nearly 2 decades and 3 administrations, the construction of the LRT-1 CAVITE extension project is now progressing with 48% completion rate. The 11.7 kilometer extension line will cut travel between Baclaran and Bacoor from 1 hour and 10 minutes to just 25 minutes. Partial operations for the first 5 stations is eyed by the last quarter of 2021. The LRT-2 continues to see progress as the overall construction of the project is now 90% complete. The viaducts are already complete, while the design and build of the 2 new stations, namely the Emerald Station in Marikina and the Masinag Station in Antipolo, are 96% complete. Once completed, travel time from Recto, Manila to Masinag, Antipolo will be reduced from 3 hours via bus or jeepney to just 40 minutes. Stalled since 2009, the common station finally moves forward under the Duterte administration with an overall accomplishment rate of 44%. The common station is a concourse area that will connect 4 major railway systems, namely the LRT-1, MRT-3, MRT-7, and the Metro Manila subway. The entire common station is expected to be operational by 2022. The North-South Commuter Railway Project is a 147-kilometer mass transportation railway system that will traverse through Clark Pampanga, Metro Manila, all the way to Calamba-Laguna. It offers a seamless connection of 3 railway lines, the PNR Clark Phase 1, PNR Clark Phase 2, and the PNR Calamba. The PNR Clark Phase 1 has already started construction works in Solis and portions of Bukawi and Malolos. The project involves the construction of a 37.6-kilometer commuter railway from Malolos to Tuban. Once completed, the commuter railway will benefit over 300,000 passengers daily. The PNR Clark Phase 2 is a 53-kilometer extension from Malolos, Bulacan to Clark Pampanga. This will feature the country's first airport express railway service. The segment is seen to accommodate 340,000 passengers daily. Partial operation of the PNR Clark Phase 2 is set in 2022. The PNR Calamba is a 56-kilometer railway line from Solis, Manila to Laguna. The right-of-way and site acquisition, detailed engineering design, and procurement for general consulting are ongoing. PNR continues to improve its services, further extending its routes from Malabon City to Erie in Laguna, and now with a total of 29 operational stations. With the addition of new diesel multiple units and passenger coaches from Indonesia and Japan, PNR will be able to extend and serve more passengers at an economically viable cost. PNR continues its refleeting strategy, and that is aimed at increasing capacity and frequency of trips. The 639-kilometer PNR Bicol Railway Project will connect Metro Manila, Region 4A, and Region 5, reducing travel time between Manila and Legazpi City from 13 hours to just 6 hours. Right-of-way and site acquisition and processing of the loan agreement for the project management consultancy are ongoing. Partial operability is targeted by 2022. Mindanao's first railway, the Mindanao Railway Project, has already started its pre-construction activities for its first phase. Phase 1 is the 100.2-kilometer rail line that will run from Tagum City, Davao del Norte, to Digo City, Davao del Sur. Pre-construction works and right-of-way acquisition are currently ongoing. Once completed, travel time between Davao del Norte and Davao del Sur will be reduced from 3 hours to just 1 hour. The Philippine Railway Institute, which will serve as the primary policymaking, planning, implementing, regulating, and administrative agency on human resource development in the Philippine railway sector. Since the start of its operation, a total of 143 railway personnel have been trained, while 116 trainees have successfully completed and certified. To boost maritime commerce nationwide, the DOTR and PPS completed a total of 189 commercial port projects, with 37 more ongoing. These port projects involve the port development and expansion, construction of port operations, building and passenger terminal building, installation of solar-powered lighting, improvement of power system, and other related infrastructure supporting port operations and maintenance. To increase the country's connectivity and mobility, as well as establish new local growth areas for tourism, trade, and logistics, 164 social and tourism port projects have already been completed, while 76 are ongoing. Inaugurated last year, the Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange, PITX, is the country's first land port. This new terminal serves as a transfer point for commuters from Cavite, Batangas going to general parts of Metro Manila. Aside from the PITX, 2 more intermodal terminals will be built. These are the Taguig Integrated Terminal Exchange and the North Integrated Terminal Exchange. There are also plans for future infrastructure projects such as the Metro Manila Bus Rapid Transit Line 1 in Quezon Avenue, EDSA, and the Makati BGC Greenway Cebu Intermodal Integrated Transport System, and the Davao High Priority Bus System. In 2019, in New Clark City, with only 18 months, the BCDA was able to complete Phase 1A of the National Government Administration Center in New Clark City. This unveiled the modern structures that we've seen during the 2019 Southeast Asian Games, a government building for backup offices of various agencies to ensure continuous service for the people in case of a disaster, a state-of-the-art sports complex with the aquatic center, athletic stadium and athletics village, the UP-PGH Polyclinic, the residences, and the 1.4-kilometer river park. Before hosting the Southeast Asian Games, the athletic stadium and aquatic center were certified world-class by the International Association of Athletic Federations and the Fédération Internationale de Natation. This year, BCDA is continuously building up access to the public to New Clark City through the ongoing construction of the New Clark to Subic Clark Tarlac Expressway, the SCTEX road. The road has a length of 12 kilometers and has 8 lanes, 2 interchanges, 3 bridges, bike and pedestrian lanes, roadway lighting, and linear parks. The 2019 Southeast Asian Games athletes, coaches, spectators, and sports officials benefited from the use of this road, which cut travel time from SCTEX to Capas Tarlac from 40 minutes to only 10 minutes. The project is now 80% finished and targeted to be completed by October of 2020. Also being constructed is the 19.8 kilometer 6-lane access road that will connect New Clark City to the Clark International Airport Phase 1. With a length of 5.33 kilometers, it is already 88% complete and is targeted to be completed in August of 2020. Upon full development of all 3 phases by 2021, the road will create a direct link from Clark Main Zone, Clark International Airport, to New Clark City and vice versa. Further, a 4.54 lanes per road to New Clark City will also be finished by this October. It is currently 70% complete. To strengthen the potential of New Clark City as an investment destination and an international trading hub for sports, BCD has lined up among the priority projects the tender for the operations and maintenance of the sports complex and the selection of a joint venture partner for the development of the National Government Administrative Center Phase 2. New Clark City, which played a key role during the 30th Southeast Asian Games, is now helping the country as a quarantine facility. The government building and athletes village are currently among the We Heal as One centers, showing its resiliency as a metropolis and its reliability for multi-usage. It has been scaled up to contain the community spread of COVID-19. As early as February 2020, the Interagency Task Force on Emergency Infectious Diseases has already identified the athletes' village as a quarantine site, following the urgent need for them to find a shelter for Filipinos coming home from foreign countries. The role of international of our countrymen amidst this pandemic. Since it started operations last June 5, it has become a major hub for returning Filipinos, receiving over 7,000 passengers. Envisioned to be the next premier gateway in Asia, a new passenger terminal building is being built by the DOTR and BCDA. Phase 1 development will enable accommodation of an additional 8 million passengers, bringing the total passenger capacity to 12 million per year. With this, the Clark International Airport will be able to service the growing catchment areas up north and help ease the air traffic congestion at Manila's International Airport. Okay. The new terminal is now nearing completion and is expected to be finished by October of this year. The operations and maintenance of the existing terminal is now being handled by the Luzon International Premier Airport Development Corporation, and currently, Lipad is continuously working on reinventing the airport to offer world-class service. With all these developments happening in Clark, we can see a zone that remains to be robust, resilient, and safe. The presence of a dedicated task force, stronger testing capability, connectivity to vital infrastructure, and the resilience of facilities help fuel the momentum to push our country forward. In view of the current situation involving COVID-19, implementation of infrastructure projects is subject to the compliance of construction safety guidelines. In addition to the regular occupational safety and health guidelines of the Department of Labor in the construction industry, the following are among the special requirements and regulations for the protection and prevention against COVID disease. Daily monitoring of our health workers, health checklists, exposure checklists, issuance of quarantine passes, physical distancing, discouraged of sharing of hand tools and power tools, regular disinfection at work areas, and no deployment of workers with pre-existing health conditions, including persons above 60 years old, so as not to compromise their immune systems. Yet it is comforting to know that in these trying times, many Filipinos from all walks of life have chosen to step up in the spirit of bayanihan. We have witnessed bursts of charity and resourcefulness from various groups and partners all around us. And because of this, hope will continue to emerge among us in the midst of uncertainties for what may still be a very long battle ahead. The national government, in partnership with the private sector and the local government units, was able to execute the conversion of 11 public and private structures in Metro Manila, Central Luzon, Laguna, Davao City, and mega community quarantine centers, or We Heal as One centers, with a total bed capacity of 2,584. 30 units of container vans were also repurposed into mobile rooms which can be used as additional COVID-19 isolation health facilities. We will be doing our best to make sure that those who are sick have access to healthcare facilities. Construction of isolation or quarantine facilities is being considered in other areas. As doctors, nurses, and other medical personnel are in the front line of the fight against COVID-19, we're also building off-site dormitory facilities in order to provide them great respite so they continue to do their job safely. There are 6 units of cluster dormitories within the compound of Quezon Memorial Circle, which is comprised of 96 air-conditioned rooms with toilet and bath facilities. This can accommodate a total of 192 medical personnel and frontliners. Additional off-site dormitories will also be built in Lung Center, the Philippines, and Jose Lingad Memorial Hospital. Also, we assisted in the Philippine General Hospital and Lung Center, the Philippines, in refurbishing private rooms for COVID-19. And we also utilize resources to ferry health workers to the respective hospitals and transport supplies and materials to medical facilities that need them. With our strong foundations, we must vigorously pursue sustainable and resilient development. At the heart of this is an infrastructure agenda for the Build, Build, Build program that can help jumpstart economic recovery, one that would help the Filipinos to remain employed or find new opportunities for employment. Let me, on behalf of the infrastructure cluster, reassure you that while this pandemic may have disrupted the implementation of projects, with the right mindset, scientific advice, and our whole of government approach, we are still committed to complete many of our projects within the next 2.5 years. As we start to open our economy to a path of recovery and resiliency, we earnestly seek the understanding and cooperation of each and every one of us for what we expect to be a long, tough period ahead. The government commits to do its best in leading us through these adversities, but we also need the help, more than ever, and strong backing of the Filipino people. In these dark times, we have seen the Filipino spirit provide us with a beacon of light that reassures us all that we will prevail in this fight, and we will continue in our commitment to provide a bright, prosperous future for our beloved country. As we heal as one, we build our future as one. Thank you very much.